In the year 3027, humanity had extended beyond its solar system, exploring distant worlds in search of knowledge and resources. Among these explorers was Dr. Lydia Farrow, a historian famed for her work on ancient civilizations. Her passion for uncovering the past had driven her to study forgotten ruins across Earth, Mars, and even the distant moons of Jupiter. Now, her curiosity had led her to the planet Sera, a barren, lifeless world orbiting a dying red star, seemingly devoid of any history or significance. Lydia had been dispatched by the Galactic Research Society to examine Sera for any traces of previous civilizations. The mission was a long shot, but the Society believed her expertise in deciphering ancient languages and symbols might uncover secrets buried even in the most desolate places. For days, she searched, uncovering only rock and dust. But on the seventh day, her scanner picked up something strange, a faint, rhythmic signal emanating from deep beneath the surface. "That's impossible," she muttered to herself, adjusting the scanner. The signal pulsed in a regular rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. Intrigued, she directed her drones to dig down to the source, and hours later, they struck something metallic, buried beneath a kilometer of rock and sand. The excavation revealed an enormous metal door, towering and silent, covered in symbols Lydia had never seen before. Ancient markings spiraled across its surface, seeming to pulse with a soft glow. Her heart raced as she brushed away dust from the engravings, realizing they were like nothing in human or alien archives. After a moment of hesitation, she activated her drone's laser cutter to carve through the door, opening a passageway into the dark. With her headlamp casting an eerie glow, she descended a spiraling staircase that stretched endlessly into the planet's depths. The silence was heavy, and the only sounds were her footsteps echoing against the stone walls. Finally, she entered a vast chamber, unlike anything she'd ever encountered. The ceiling stretched into darkness, and in the center stood a monolithic structure, an enormous pillar embedded with strange objects. The air felt thick, humming with energy. The artifacts surrounding the monolith varied in shape and size. Some looked like tools, others like advanced technology with displays and interfaces beyond human comprehension. One object, however, stood out, a small, glassy orb resting on a pedestal at the base of the monolith, pulsating with a green glow. Compelled by curiosity, Lydia reached out and touched the orb. Instantly, a surge of energy coursed through her. Her mind filled with images, glimpses of a civilization, beings tall and elegant, with skin like translucent crystal, moving through grand cities of shimmering towers. She felt their emotions, their hopes and dreams, and then their despair. She saw images of stars disappearing and ships fleeing, only to be engulfed by an unknown force. This civilization had fallen to some cataclysmic event. As the vision faded, Lydia realized that she was holding the orb tightly in her hands. She was filled with knowledge that wasn't her own, as though the ancient beings had imprinted their legacy within her mind. With trembling hands, she placed the orb back on its pedestal. But as she did, the monolith began to glow, and glyphs all around the chamber started to illuminate, bathing her in a soft, ethereal light. A low hum filled the room, and Lydia felt a presence, a collective consciousness, reaching out to her through time. Words echoed in her mind, not in any language she knew, but in emotions and ideas that she somehow understood. They were calling her a keeper, a guardian of their lost history. Their story, preserved in the artifacts and memories, was entrusted to her. Suddenly, the chamber began to shake. Dust fell from the ceiling as the ground rumbled beneath her feet. The monolith flashed brighter, and Lydia felt the orb pulling her back. She clutched it, her only link to this lost civilization, as the room dissolved into light. When the light dimmed, Lydia found herself on the surface once more, lying beside her digging equipment. The entrance to the chamber was gone, buried again beneath tons of rock and sand, as if it had never existed. But in her hand, the orb remained, warm and pulsing softly. Back on her ship, Lydia examined the orb, feeling its subtle vibrations. She knew that she now carried the memories and secrets of an ancient race, a knowledge that could change humanity's understanding of the universe. She recorded her findings, though she doubted anyone would believe her. Yet she knew her mission was far from over. With the orb in her possession, she was no longer just a historian. She was the last voice of a lost civilization, bound to uncover the truth hidden within the relic she held. As her ship left Sera, Lydia felt a strange sense of purpose, as though the voices of the ancient beings were still with her, guiding her to share their story with those who would one day listen. And so, she traveled across the stars, a keeper of a forgotten legacy, bearing the silent echoes of a civilization lost to time.